Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtiprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Naistike. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 7, the sacrifice performed by Daksha, text number 56 onwards. Rudram cha sven bhagen hyupadhavat samahita karamano devasanena sompani karanapi udvasya sahartvigbihi sasrava pratham tataha. With all respect, Daksha worshipped Lord Shiva with his share of the remnants of the yajna. After finishing the ritualistic sacrificial ceremonies, he satisfied all the other demigods and other people assembled there. Then, after finishing all these duties with the priests, he took a bath and was fully satisfied. So Lord Rudra, Shiva, was properly worshipped with his share of the remnants of the yajna. Yajna is Vishnu, and whatever prasad is offered to Vishnu is offered to everyone, even to Lord Shiva. Sridhar Swami also comments in this connection, Svena Bhagena, the remnants of the yajna are offered to all the demigods and others. So this is a proper way of doing yajna. And Daksha in the beginning, he was so envious of Shiva that he didn't want to give him his fair share of yajna, and that is why the whole problem happened, because Lord Vishnu did not like it. His devotees have to be worshipped properly, then he is satisfied. Tasmapi anubhavena sveneva vapta radhase dharma eva matindva tridashaste dipam yayu. Thus worshipping the Supreme Lord Vishnu by the ritualistic performance of sacrifice, Daksha was completely situated on the religious path. Moreover, all the demigods who had assembled at the sacrifice blessed him that he might increase his piety, and then they left. Although Daksha was considerably advanced in religious principles, he awaited the blessings of the demigods. Thus a great sacrifice conducted by Daksha ended in harmony and peace. Only thing is he ended up having a goat head. That's all. Rest everything was fine. Text 58. Evam dakshayini hitva sati purva kalevaram jagya himmata kshetre menayamiti shushram. Mathura said, I have heard that after giving up the body she had received from Daksha, Dakshayini, his daughter, took her birth in the kingdom of the Himalayas. She was born as a daughter of Mena. I heard this from authoritative sources. Mena is also known as Menaka and is the wife of the king of the Himalayas. So Sati was born as Parvati because she was the daughter of Parvat Himalaya. So she was Parvati. Text 59. Tamev daitam bhuya havrinte patim ambika ananya bhavek gatim shakti supteva purusham. Ambika, goddess Durga, who was known as Dakshayini Sati, again accepted Lord Shiva as her husband, just as different energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead act during the course of new creation. According to a verse of the Vedic mantras, Parasya Shakti Vividha Shruyate, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has different varieties of energies. Shakti is feminine and the Lord is Purusha, masculine. It is the duty of the female to serve under the Supreme Purusha. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, all living entities are marginal energies of the Supreme Lord. So, although we could be in male body, but actually we all are females, yes, because we all are energies. Marginal energy or the external energy, Shakti's external energy. Therefore, it is the duty of all living entities to serve this Supreme Person. Durga is a representation in the material world of both the marginal and external energies. And Lord Shiva is a representation of the Supreme Person. Hmm. Lord Shiva is a representation of the Supreme Person. He doesn't come in the energy level. He comes because he is, in a way, he is expansion of the Supreme Lord. So the connection of Lord Shiva and Ambika or Durga is eternal. Sati could not accept any husband but Lord Shiva. How Lord Shiva remarried Durga as Himavati, or the daughter of the Himalayas, and how Kartikeya was born is a great story in itself. So obviously this story is not here in Bhagavatam. Maybe it comes somewhere later on. We have to see. Etad bhagavata shambho karma dakshadvara druha shrutam bhagavata chishyad udvan me brihaspate. Maitreya said, my dear Vidura, I heard the story of Daksha Yagya, which was devastated by Lord Shiva from Uddhava, a great devotee and a disciple of Brihaspati. Text 61. Idam pavitram paramish cheshtitam yashasyam ayushyam aghogam archanam yo nityata karanya naro anukirtayeda dhuno atti agham kaura bhakti bhavata. The great sage Maitreya concluded, if one hears and again narrates with faith and devotion, there's a story of the Daksha Yagya as it was conducted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, then certainly one is cleared of all contamination of material existence, O son of Guru. So we have heard this story. I hope we heard it with faith and devotion. So this technical loophole is always there, with faith and devotion. So this is, after every story, there is some benefit given. But the only issue is we have to hear it with faith and devotion. And what will happen? Shrutifal is what? Certainly one is cleared of all contamination of material existence. Then definitely he will not have any contamination, or he will not perform any act which is contaminated. Like Daksha did. He became proud of his position, of his opulence, and then he committed offense against Lord Shiva. And in the end, what happened? His sacrifice was completely devastated. His daughter died, and then he was killed. Big rishis like Bhrigu Muni, he got his beard pulled off, and Pusha lost his tongue, lost his teeth, and he could not eat anything. And other rishi, he got his other demigod rishi, he got his eyes pulled out. Big mess, just because of one offense. And then when Lord Shiva was pacified, pleased, satisfied, he gave him the goat's head, which is very not befitting his position, but still he had to live with that. And now when the yajna was complete, Lord Vishnu appeared and he gave his benedictions and he was satisfied. So this is material existence actually. We commit mistakes, we commit sins, we commit offenses, and then we think our sacrifice. Everybody is performing sacrifice, whether we are performing for the satisfaction of Vishnu or not. That's a different story, but we are performing sacrifices. We are sacrificing our sleep and comfort to go to work. Of course, these days we're not going to work. Now, that's also a big sacrifice to stay at home. So many things we sacrifice. this. But it's not for pleasure of wishing. But this is the contamination. And we have to purify that. So if one hears and again narrates with faith and devotion the story of Daksha, then certainly one is clear of all contamination. So that is very important. So we can start the next chapter, chapter 8. Dhruv Maharaj leaves home for the forest. So this is a beautiful story of Dhruv Maharaj. It was, Dhruv Maharaj, the story is so popular that Maitreya Muni right away gets into it. It doesn't make any introduction or preface to the story. He gets right into the story. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in Jagannath Puri, every day he would go from Gambhira, he would go to see Gadadhar Pandit at Tota Gopinath. And what he would hear from him, this story of Dhruv Maharaj and another story of Prahlad Maharaj that comes in 7th canto. And this is what they would discuss every single day. It's not like they were discussing Ras Leela pastimes of Radha and Krishna and gopis. No, this is what they were discussing. So how important these pastimes are, Dhruv Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj. So again, just like if we get the Shruti Phal of listening to Daksha's story with faith and devotion, now if we listen to Dhruv Maharaj's story with faith and devotion, how much Shruti Phal will be there? How much benefit will be there? All we have to do is listen to it with faith and devotion. That's all. Text 1, chapter 8, text 1. Maitreya Uvacha Sankadya Narada Ribhur Hanso Arunirayati Naite Grihan Damsutta Yavasannor Dvaretasaha. The great sage Maitreya said, the 4 great Kumara sages headed by Sanak, as well as Narad, Ribhu, Hansa, Aruni and Yati, all sons of Brahma, did not live at home, but became Urdu Reta or Neshtik Brahmacharis, unadulterated celibates. So Brahmaji had many sons, and these are all sons of Brahmaji. 4 Kumaras, Narad, Ribhu, Hansa, Aruni, Yati, they're all sons of Brahma. But they became all brahmacharis. They didn't get into householder life. The system of brahmacharya has been current since the birth of Brahma. A section of the population, especially male, did not marry at all. Instead of allowing the semen to be driven downwards, they used to lift the semen up to the brain. They are called Urdhva Retasa, those who lift up. Retasa means semen. Urdhva means taking it up, lifting it up. Semen is so important that if by the yogic process one can lift the semen up to the brain, he can perform wonderful work. One's memory is enabled to act very swiftly and the duration of life is increased. Yogis can thus perform all kinds of austerities with steadiness and be elevated to the highest perfection stage, even to the spiritual world. Vivid examples of brahmacharis who accepted this principle of life are the 4 sages, Shanak, Sanandan, Sanatan and Sanat Kumar, as well as Narad and others. Another significant phrase here is Naite Grihan, here Avasan. They did not live at home. Griha means home as well as wife. In fact, home means wife. Home does not mean a room or a house. One who lives with a wife lives at home, otherwise a sannyasi or brahmachari. Even though he may live in a room or in a house, does not live at home. So technically, this is a technical issue. That home means wife. Griha means wife, living with wife. So even if a sannyasi or a brahmachari living in a house without a wife, so that means he is not living at home. He is still in the ashram or forest. That they did not live at home means that they did not accept a wife. And so there was no question of their discharging semen. Semen is meant to be discharged when one has a home, a wife, and the intention to beget children. Otherwise, there is no injunction for discharging semen. These principles are followed from the beginning of creation, and such brahmacharis never created progeny. This narration has dealt with the descendants of Lord Brahma from Manu's daughter Prasuti. Prasuti's daughter was Dakshayani or Sati, in relation to whom the story of Daksha Yajna was narrated. Maitreya is now explaining about the progeny of the sons of Brahma. Out of many sons of Brahma, the brahmachari sons headed by Shanak and Narad did not marry at all, and therefore there is no question of narrating the history of their descendants. So, but a wonderful point is made here is about Urdhva Retasa. This semen is so powerful, so important. One has to try to preserve it, whichever way. Like Prabhupada also has said that even if a Grihastha is living in his Grihastha life with wife and children, but if he is following all the rules and regulations, then he is as good as a brahmachari or a sannyasi. It just we have to live like spiritualists. So we have to try to control. That's all. Nisha dharmasya bharyasi dambham mayam shashatruham asut mithunam tattu nirritir jagrihe aprajaha. Another son of Lord Brahma was irreligion, whose wife's name was falsity. From their combination were born two demons named Dambha, or bluffing, and Maya, or cheating. These two demons were taken by a demon named Nirriti, who had no children. So now somebody will ask, how come Brahmaji had a son named Adambha, or Adharma, or irreligion? And he married his sister Mrisha. So Adharma or irreligion, of course, from Brahmaji, everything is born, or everything is created. And this is also part of creation. He had to create irreligion. It's just like if we stand in the sun, so the part of us, if we are facing the sun, then the front part is enlightened or has light, but the back part has a shadow. Now having the shadow, now is sun the cause of the shadow? Or we are the cause of the shadow? We have to see. Of course, without the sun, there cannot be any shadow, but without us also, there cannot be any shadow. So when Brahmaji creates, he has to create everything, dharma and adharma. The Prabhupada says, it is understood herein that Adharma, irreligion, was also a son of Brahma, and he married his sister, Mrisha. This is the beginning of sex life between brother and sister. This unnatural combination of sex life can be possible in human society only where there is Adharma or irreligion. It is understood that in the beginning of creation, Brahma created not only saintly sons like Shanak, Sanatana, and Narad, but also demoniac offsprings like Nirriti, Adharma, Dambha, and falsity. Everything was created by Brahma in the beginning. Regarding Narad, it is understood that because his previous life was very pious and his association was very good, he was born as Narad. Others were also born in their own capacities, according to their backgrounds. The law of karma continues birth after birth. And when there is a new creation, the same karma comes back with the living entities. It's not going to go away. Karma is so hard to get rid of, only by devotion service. Karmani nirdahati kintu bhakti bhava. So by bhakti only, all the karmic reactions are burned to ashes. This is how it's explained in Nectar of Devotion. All kind of seeds, whether they are fructified, non-fructified, whether in the seedling stage or whether in the desired stage, everything, prarabdha, prarabdha, kuta, bija, all are burned to ashes. The only thing is we have to do proper bhakti. They are born in different capacities according to karma, even though their father is originally Brahma, who is the exalted qualitative incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now it's this Matthew Rishi is talking about another son of Lord Brahma, a religion, and wife's name was Falsity or Misha. Tayos sambhavalobho nikritish mahamate tabhyam krodascha hinsamcha yaduruktihi swasakalihi. Maitreya told Vidura, O great soul, from Dambha and Maya were born greed and Nikriti or cunning. From their combination came children named Krodha, anger, and Hinsa, envy, and from their combination were born Kali and his sister Durukti, harsh speech. So obviously when irreligion is going to marry Mrisha, then non-great children are going to be born. So Dambha and Maya were born, and greed and from Dambha and Maya came greed and Nikriti or cunningness. Durukto kaliradhatta bhayam mrityum cha sattam tayoscha mithunam jake yatna nirayas tatha. O greatest of all good men, by the combination of Kali and harsh speech were born children named Mrityu, death, and Bhiti, fear. From the combination of Mrityu and Bhiti came children named Yatna, excessive pain, and Niraya, hell. Sangrahena maya khyata prati sargastvanaka trihi shrutvata puman punyam vidhunotyat mano malam. My dear Vidura, I summarily explained the cause of devastation. One who hears this description 3 times attains piety and washes the sinful contamination from his soul. So the shloka says we have to hear this description 3 times. So 1 time you can go through it, so 2 times you can read on your own. The creation takes place on the basis of goodness, but devastation takes place because of irreligion. That is the way of material creation and devastation. Here it is stated that the cause of devastation is adharma or irreligion. The descendants of irreligion and falsity, born one after another, are bluffing, cheating, greed, cunning, anger, envy, quarrel, harsh speech, death, fear, severe pain, and hell. All these descendants are described as signs of devastation. If a person is pious and hears about these causes of devastation, he will feel hatred for all this, and that will cause his advancement in a life of piety. Piety refers to the process of cleansing the heart. As recommended by Lord Chaitanya, one has to cleanse the dust from the mirror of the mind, and then advancement on the path of liberation begins. Here also the same process is recommended. Malam means contamination. We should learn to despise all the causes of devastation, beginning from irreligion and cheating. And then we shall be able to make advancement in a life of piety. the possibility of attaining Krishna consciousness will be easier, and we shall not be subjected to the repeated devastation. The present life is repeated birth and death, but if we seek the path of liberation, we may be saved from repeated suffering. So all these negative or qualities of mode of ignorance, they belong to devastation or destruction. One cannot be in the mode of goodness and still destroy and be the cause of destruction. This is all a mode of ignorance qualities. And everything is there. It's just our choice. What do we want? If we want to make progress spiritually, then we have to act piously. We have to come to the mode of goodness and act piously. And no more bluffing, no cheating, no greed, no cunning behavior, no anger, no envy, quarrel, harsh speech, death, fear, severe pain, and hell. If we just stop irreligion and bluffing, then everything will stop. Because that is the source of all these negative offsprings, one after another. They are descendants of irreligion. So if a person is pious and hears about these causes of devastation, he will feel hatred for all these. And that will cause his advancement in the life of piety. So we have to, on the path of devotional service, that we need lots of piety for that. So to make advancement, we have to actively, not passively, actively take out these qualities which can stop us or provide great obstacles on the path of bhakti, on the path of piety. And this is what Prabhupada says, the possibility of attaining Krishna consciousness will be easier if we are able to make advancement in a life of piety. So we have to develop those mode of goodness, and that mode of goodness and the qualities associated with that mode. We have to develop. We have to work on it. We have to consciously put effort in this life. It's not like, okay, sometimes we feel angry and we just give in to anger. No, we have to be able to stop ourselves consciously. Whether it's a situation is such that, oh, I have to get angry. Still, if we try, no, I'm not going to get angry. Situation can be sorted out other ways also. Of course, if there is no other way, then it's okay to get angry. But we have to give peace a chance. Because this is good for us, good for our advancement. So we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mata.
Prabhuji, yesterday only I got angry for something, and today only I just got.
If it can be avoided.
मुझे control करना है. I have to.
Yeah, the situation will not change. We
Yes,
have to change. And other people will also not change. We have to change.
I generally don't get, angry, so this thing. एंड इट मतलब आज की बात नहीं है प्रभु जी, जब भी कुछ भी ऐसा होता है ना, नेक्स्ट डे क्लास में वो चीज जरूर आ जाती है. So, point of-
Yeah, Krishna's arrangement.
हाँ.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
प्रभु जी, क्रोध के बारे में बात हो रही है, बट देन दुर्वासा मुनि, he was so angry all of the time. He was angry for small things, but still he was a great sage. So how is it possible?
See, he does plenty of tapasya, and then when he gets angry, his tapasya phal goes away. But he is there to perform some special pastimes. He is expansion of Shivji. So he has to do some acts which nobody else can do. But he's a great devotee of Lord Krishna. Great devotee. In fact, there is a pastime. Now you brought up Durvasa Muni's name. Once Durvasa Muni came to Vrindavan. So there is, when we do Vrindavan Parikrama, there is a place called Panigaon. And Yamuna ji used to flow at that side. So Durvasa Muni sat on the other side of Yamuna. Yeah, he just sat there. So Gopi, Krishna, obviously he knows Durvasa Muni has come, and Krishna tells the gopis, okay, you go and feed him something. He's sitting there, such a great sage. So Gopi said, okay, Krishna. So they all gathered whatever stuff they had, and they wanted to go to feed Durvasa Muni. But problem was Yamuna ji was full of water. So much of water. Gopis could not just walk through, and there was no boat. So Krishna said, okay, you ask Yamuna ji that if Krishna is a brahmachari, give us a way. And when they went to Yamuna ji and they said this thing, and Yamuna ji stopped. There was a path formed and the gopis just went through. And they went and they served Durvasa Muni, they fed him. And then while walking back, again they got into trouble because Yamuna ji was flowing. And then Durvasa Muni said, okay, you ask Yamuna ji if Durvasa Muni hasn't eaten anything today, just give us a way. The gopis then went and Yamuna ji again gave the way. Now gopis were confused. What is this, Krishna? I mean, we fed Durvasa Muni by our own hands. And Yamuna ji gave the way when we said, Durvasa Muni hasn't eaten anything today, you give us a way. And then you as a brahmachari, oh, come on. Krishna, you're always with us. Then Krishna explained, actually Durvasa Muni is such a great sage and he meditates on me. So when you were feeding him, actually I was inside and I was eating everything. He did not eat it. Okay, what about the brahmacharya part? And Krishna says that just like here, Prabhupada explained, even a brahmachari is, if he is not with his wife, with a woman, then he is a brahmachari. So Krishna says, I'm so detached. Although I act with you, I have pastimes with you, I do Raslila with you, but I'm not attached in a way of as a grihastha. So I'm a brahmachari. So then the gopis were satisfied. So Durvasa Muni and Krishna, they have a very intimate relationship. And Durvasa Muni also went to Barsana, and when he was fed that Mitti Laddu by Radharani. Radharani was playing little Radharani, and she was making all the items from the clay. And Durvasa Muni went there, and he was completely captivated with the beauty of Radharani, that Lali. And he sat there, Lali, what are you doing? Oh, Baba, I'm cooking something. Would you like to eat? And Durvasa Muni saw all the clay laddus and everything, and he said, no, Lali, I have food. No, Baba, you eat. And when Radharani with her lotus hands, and she's feeding Durvasa Muni could not say no, and she came and she put one laddu, clay laddu, in his mouth. But when Durvasa Muni ate that we can't even imagine it. Radharani is making clay laddu, how nectarian that would be. Durvasa Muni said, I never seen, never tasted anything in the whole creation, something so nectarian, so sweet, so wonderful. And then he gave this benediction. Of course, Radharani doesn't need any benediction, but he gave that anything you cook will be nectarian and will be out of this world, and anybody who eats that cooking will never get sick and never die untimely, and they will always be healthy. And of course, pastimes go on, and then Yashoda Maiya heard this benediction given to Radharani by Durvasa Muni. Radharani was in Barsana, and Nand Baba, Yashoda Maiya, they were in Nandagaon. So then Yashoda Maiya made arrangement that Radharani would come every day. Of course, all Krishna's arrangement, that every day she would come with her Sakhis from Barsana to Nandagaon in the morning to cook for Krishna. Because Yashoda Maiya wanted everything best for Krishna. So anyway, Durvasa Muni is a great, great devotee of Radha and Krishna, and because of some reason, some pastimes, he gets angry. So we cannot imitate that.
That's really a very good story, Prabhuji, and actually a lesson for us. I mean, the more we develop the devotional service, the more and more, I think we'll get rid of all these things.
Yeah.
Anger, any other thing, like which supposed to not supposed to be there, but what to do as a human being.
Yep.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Prabhuji.
much.
Thank you.
For asking this question. Because of this question, some nectarian pastimes came out.
Ah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, I have one question.
Yes, Prabhu.
We get angry when our desires are not fulfilled. So when somebody is not acting according to our wishes, we may get angry. But sometimes we get angry when somebody loves us very much also. Like their love becomes a kind of burden. We know that they are full of love unconditionally, but that becomes like a suffocation sometimes, and then we get angry. So how to respond afterwards? Like when we lose our temper and we say something. So what is the next course of action one should take? Because we know it is a big mistake we do every time.
So Mataji is trying to stop you from going outside, and so right.
That is normal anger because she is
Radha Prabhu, we got the message actually in your question.
So, well, I mean, I'm not an expert in husband-wife relationships, but you have to see what the logic behind Mataji is not letting you go here and there. Or put on your mask and wash your hands.
No, that is not a problem. I am not going myself. Only rarely I wanted to go because there are some things we have to get it. So that is okay. But some why I'm asking is like in all our life, so many times we see our mothers, our sisters, they have so much love unconditionally. They are trying to feed you more and they're trying to take care of you. But we are also getting angry with them. I feel this is very bad, but then we don't realize it when we are in that situation. But afterwards we realize it. So then what we should do so that we don't fall into this trap again and again?
So we just have to reciprocate with love. That's the only way. Well, in this case, I mean, even Krishna would sometimes get upset with Mother Yashoda. She would display so much of affection and love for Krishna when Krishna would try to take the cows out for grazing. And Krishna wants to go and he wants to play with his boyfriends, and the girls also waiting, and Mother Yashoda is giving all the instructions, and so these pastimes are always there. But these are full of love.
No, I thought Krishna was never angry with Mother Yashoda.
Oh no, there are pastimes. When Krishna would say, "Ma, let me go now. I need to go. I'm getting late." And she would stop. "No, Krishna, no, do this thing. Balaram, you take care of him. Sridham, don't bother him too much." And then Krishna, "Ma, let me go. I need to go."
Okay.
Of course, those are anger of love. That's different thing.
Right. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Pradeep. So thank you all very much. You all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri